Hey, welcome back to the shop. I got a big unbalanced chunk of wood on my wood spinning machine. I got my shaving making tool, and we're gonna make something out of this. I'm only gonna record a bit of this because it's just boring the beginning, and I'll catch up with you when I got it somewhat round. So I removed some of it off, and here lies the dilemma. I got this here, which is a branch or rod. I got a branch over here, and this is for the side. Okay, so I remove from the bottom. I mean, I don't need a bowl this deep. So remove from the bottom to make a bigger, shallower bowl. But see this crack here, and this is probably, there was a branch here, and this is probably from the tree hitting the ground. And something here, and I mean, I would try to turn it if you notice. I don't know if you can see this, but in this travels all the way across, split here, and it comes out the other end. So my gut feeling says that all this section has to be removed, so that rim of the bowl is going to be somewhere here, and that puts me at the top of that guy. So I'm hoping that this gets better as I go. Well, let's see if I can wing myself to this voiceover while watching the video. So here I'm removing some more material, and I just keep seeing that there is a branch actually run all to the inside, which made it even difficult to hold on this piece. It was hard like a rock inside. Here I'm removing some of the bottom to make it thinner. I should say shallower, but here I'm doing a fine pass to see what I wind up with. Seemed okay. That knot had a couple little voids. I debated whether to put glue or epoxy, but I went against it. So I did my tenon and prep my chuck for it. Here I'm doing a bit of shear scraping before flipping it around. So here's the important part when I talk about proper chucking. As you can see, this looks good, but when I turn it, when I go tie it, I see a tiny little gap, and to me that's enough to return the tenon. I don't, I might come across as aggressive and crazy, but I'm crazy, but I'm not stupid, I say all the time. So I reshape that and make sure that there are no gaps whatsoever, and that's what gives me the confidence to know that, there's a good chance that nothing will happen. It doesn't mean it won't, but here I'm taking a little break, and I figure I'll share that with you because, we all gotta have lunch. So having my pizza. This is the speediest pizza you'll ever see. So it says like a 45-second delivery, or it's free. Anyways, back to the tournament. So here I have to take, I think it was probably like 2 inches. So I'm just removing as like a section, and instead of doing the whole thing. I just, when like you might just waste your time and find out that something went wrong, or it didn't work, or it cracked or something. So once I had it what I wanted, I got a little chamfer and on the edge. Whenever you do that, you should always kill the sharp edge just in case you happen to touch it. And here is a part where I'm gonna go thin, so I clean up a section. I make one small pass, the second pass, and then as I prep, so this is gonna be step cuts. Like, don't go like 2 inches at a time because it's gonna start flexing on you. So I don't know if you can tell, but the steps, once I'm comfortable with my thickness, then I remove those steps about 3/4 of an inch or so, and then I do it all over again to reach to the bottom of the section that I clean up that allows me to bring the gouge to that thickness. I check for even thickness, and if it's not there, I will either do another pass. If you have grooves at this point, you can always you do a little bit of shear scraping or use a scraper, but not once you got past it, don't do it. So then the same thing, like 3 or 4 times until you get to the bottom. Here I'm using a 60-degree just to finish the bottom, and there's usually a couple passes. I'm aggressive until then, but then the last 3 or so passes, I just blend it all together. Having said that, I wasn't happy with the finish, so I wanted to sand it, and it was wet wood, so I tried this method of putting a 100-watt light bulb, like an old incandescent light bulb that generates heat, and I run the lathe nice and slow because I don't want it to warp, because otherwise you sand it in bumps, right? So it actually did work. So here I'm putting some finish. When I said it actually did work, it worked to be able to do this, what I'm doing right now. Once it was all finished, within a day, it just looked like a Chinese wok that got run down by a car, but it looked beautiful. I don't have a shot of it because it kind of went away pretty quick. Friend came and visited, she fell in love with the thing, and it belongs to her now, and I don't know, I think it's in its way to Kingston, Ontario or something. But yeah, this thing turned out really nice. So here I'm putting Mahoney's oil, and then I flip it around to remove the tenon. I didn't include the part of removing the tenon because it's all in my last 3 or 4 videos have that, so if you're interested in that, watch one of the ones before. I just don't want it to bore the heck out of you. So anyways, that's it for my voiceover part. I let this dude take over from here. Well, she's all done. I think it came out pretty nice. It's pretty freaking thin. I think just over 1/8. That's the bottom. I was having a hard time. I couldn't get enough pressure with my vacuum, but that's a nature of Wormy and Ambrosia maple. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that, but there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 holes. So when that was done, I was still on the vacuum, and I was putting oil, and it keeps sucking it into the holes, and then I figured out, it's like, oh, it's going into the vacuum. So anyways, that's it. I think it came out really nice. I'll thank you for hanging out with me, and I'll catch up with you on the next one. Ciao, ciao.